Khalid from Cricket Fanatics magazine here, and we're live at the Barnes and Prince Foundation launch. I'm here with Vernie Barnes. Welcome to the show. We want to do a quick interview. I want to know what this event is all about, what the foundation's all about. How did you come together with Ashwell Prince to come together and do such an amazing venture going forward?
Yeah, look, probably the last 5 years, my wife and I have been talking about, firstly, a fast bowling academy, also including a foundation. It's something that we've always, but both my wife and I are very busy, so it's been very difficult to get it off the ground. And it was really when I started speaking to Ashwell about some of his plans, because Ashwell was now into coaching and wanted to try different things, and so what I did was we had this conversation, and we decided why don't we start a foundation. Look, over the past couple of years, obviously with COVID, we've had a bit of a problem with that. I mean, he then got roped in at Bangladesh, so we couldn't really get it going. But then we had to sit down and plan for this, and got a good team behind us, and good team of people, so that we could launch it tonight. But look, basically for myself, although being disadvantaged and being brought up in an apartheid era, I had a hell of a sporting career. I really enjoyed playing football and cricket. I really enjoyed it. It gave me opportunities to play cricket overseas. Then at Unity, a couple of years after Unity, I retired and then got into coaching. And really enjoyed, success. Probably 20 years of coaching. But throughout that period, even through my playing and my coaching, opportunities. There's always instances of opportunities not being lost. People out there in the townships not getting the opportunities they should. You've heard Ashwell speak tonight about some of the challenges he faced as a player, even after Unity. So this is really we really got to go deep into providing support and providing opportunities, for the next generations, and obviously people, in the disadvantaged backgrounds.
I think the main question people are going to want to know is, how do they get involved with this foundation, and how are you going to help the underprivileged kids that have struggled for so many years to get into schools and to get into systems where they can have the opportunity to play sport?
Yeah, we've got some exciting projects which we didn't want to announce tonight, because we still got to talk it through. We got to get through the planning and preparation thereof. But some amazing projects, and it's really exciting. So that's why when we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, I said, guys, we have got to get this foundation launched. And as Richard mentioned earlier, last Thursday we just decided, come on, let's get this launched. It's given us a week, and we got it launched. But now the hard work starts. We've had one or two little projects where we were involved, but not really we didn't use our name. Richard mentioned it tonight. But just being part of that was so exciting, and but it's not just being part of a school function or something, or a Women's Day event. It's about that continuation, that continue support for them, and that's. Yeah, so it's like I said. There's a few projects we've started. Ashwell had some of these projects before we even joined as a foundation, and we'll continue doing that.
So, if you had a message to a young kid out there that is looking towards their heroes to obviously try and make something out of their careers, etc., this foundation, I'm hoping that it's going to help a lot of kids, underprivileged kids, people that are struggling to find opportunities to play sport. Do you have a message to those young kids out there that have the opportunity to maybe join a foundation like this, and whether this foundation will help them?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, it's, we know people are struggling out there. We know that, some people do not have the resources, they're not by the means to be able to play any sport, let alone a sport like cricket that needs, it's an expensive sport. That's at the end of the day, it's how much you want it. If you really sincere and that's what I really want. I want to become a top cricketer in the world. Then you'll go there and become. You'll do whatever it takes. That's how we got brought up. We didn't have the resources, but whatever ability and talent we had, we ensure that we push ahead with it and try to get to where we wanted to get based on the talent we had. But obviously get support. We want to provide that support, but at the end of the day, it's about how much you really want it. We will, and like I said, Ashwell's got some. Ashwell's had a great project that he was busy with, and it almost breaks my heart how some of the kids in that cricket environment, don't have access, where they live, no meals, and they're good cricketers. So that's what we want to try to ensure that we can provide that type of support.
Thank you very much, Vinny, and good luck for the future.
Thanks very much, Khalid.
Yeah, look, I mean, to start with Vincent, obviously I moved to Cape Town as a young boy, 19, 20 years old, coming from PE, moving up here and making Cape Town my home. Obviously I moved in with Vincent and his wife Debbie, and basically the Barnes family, and so the relationship has grown ever since then. From there we obviously both represented Western Province, myself as a player, him as a coach, and then on to the Proteas as well. So that relationship has been coming on a long time. I think the affinity has also grown through the fact that we are quite passionate about obviously cricket, also football, and then the communities where we come from. We're quite passionate about the background in terms of sporting history in this country and where we come from, going back all the way to the days of Sakos days. And it was for me, it was kind of I always kind of played with the responsibility, not that somebody like Vincent would have put that kind of pressure on me, but I always played with the responsibility of honoring those legends who never had the opportunity. And I know for a fact, watching them as when I was a junior, watching them playing their sport in those days, the level and the quality that they played at, and there's no doubt in my mind that had they had the opportunities, they could have graced the international arenas of the world, but unfortunately they didn't have those opportunities. So that's just the background in terms of our relationship and where that came from. And then what's inspired us is that Vincent has been a coach, I've been a player, and we've been able to, like I say, go around the world and onto the biggest stages of the world. And we just want to make sure that we don't forget where we come from, and that we create similar types of opportunities for those who are still back there in those communities, who certainly will have the talent, might not have the support, might not have the resources. And honestly speaking, we can't help everybody, we can't save the world, but we want to just help wherever we can. And like we saw tonight, in terms of the speeches and what we heard, is that sometimes our assistance is just a phone call away. It might not come directly from us, but if there are people that we can call upon to assist a young child in need, in whatever that need may be, we want to try and create those opportunities.
Can you give me maybe some insight into how you're going to go about doing that? Because we know that there are development programs at EPA CSA and there's obviously the TAP camps and all of these things that they are doing for trying to help. We've got the KFC mini cricket program, but these foundations are a little bit more personal. Can you maybe give me some insight into how you guys are going to try and change someone's life?
Yeah, I think that they are personal, and when we say personal to us, they are personal to our communities where we come from. They're personal to the schools that we went to. For instance, people talk about the sport that we played at school, and as I said before, that might only be a 20-over cricket match on a Wednesday afternoon, and people might question the standard of it, etc., which might be relevant questions, but the most important factor for us is that they play. And so we want to, and obviously it's going to take initiatives that include government, include people like CSA. We want to rejuvenate sport at those schools who currently, as we speak, they don't play sport anymore. They don't, and it's sad for us. There's no Wednesday afternoon football in the winter. There's no Wednesday afternoon cricket in the summer. There's hardly any track and field anymore these days. These are all the sports that we used to play at various stages of the calendar year. which are now non-existent in our communities. And we obviously know that there are, thousands and thousands of kids out there with the ability, but sadly those programs have disintegrated. And if we can assist one community at a time to reinvigorate, restart those activities, that's more or less the idea.
And if you have a message to any young kid out there watching, and maybe also anybody that wants to try and help this foundation as well, but not only the kids that are going to be involved, but also the ones that are the people that can help this foundation. Do you have a message out there to them?
Yeah, look, I mean, there are number of people in corporate and business, who we know can assist. It's a shout out to everybody who wants to buy into the vision and see how they can make a difference. We want to encourage that kind of partnership collaboration. And to the youngsters, if you believe that you have something inside you that's burning and you really want to turn that into something significant but you don't know how, feel free to go on to the website, reach out and let us see how we can assist.
Thank you very much, Ashwell. Good luck for the future.
Thank you.